I think that also goes to your passion from, as an Ohio State grad, whenever you talk about like Ryan Day and the way he's being chatted about because of how successful he's been, except for, no Big
That's
Ben.
reality.
No, it's reality.
That's a reality.
But like,
I thought Saban at South Bend said it much more eloquently, took the emotion out of it when he talked about, I think he said, enough of all the bullshit of ripping your coach. Why don't you get behind the coach and instead of being an obstacle in front of him, how about getting behind him through the adversity and help push him through? And that's basically my problem. Is I'm a friend of Ryan Day's. He and I talk on a regular basis about more than just football, and so I hear things that he and his family go through, especially Nina, his wife, his son, who gets death threats from multiple people, and what it's doing to them as a family. So when I hear that, and I'm very prideful, just like AJ, in who we are as Ohio State people, and when I hear that, it really frustrates me that he has to deal with putting an armed guard outside of his house 24/7 for his own fan base. Like that hurts my heart that is a reality for the Ohio State coach, because he's lost to Michigan 4 times. So that, I guess, when I get very passionate about that subject, because I know a lot more than the average person knows, and I go to bat for him. I support him. I support his family. And so when I hear that he deals with that, or the players like Will Howard, what he deals with, because he let the clock run down, and he hears from, again, a very small, passionate fraction of the fan base, or he throws 2 picks against Michigan, and what he hears from the fan base, or the offensive line has a game the way they have, and what they hear from a fraction of the fan base, that there's nothing you can do to protect anybody from that. But if that were happening at UCLA, or I would say, oh, that sucks. But when it happens and it's your team, you get a little bit more protective of your guys and your people. And so that's, anytime you hear me talk about the lunatic fringe, I get frustrated with that group of every fan base has them. I just think the Ohio State fan base, because they're so passionate, I think that very vocal minority of 15 or 20% is as strong at Ohio State as it is anywhere, because they care so much. But I just get frustrated because I hear the real deal story from his wife and from his family, and I have since he's been the head coach. And so I get defensive, I get protective, and that's all it is.
Yeah, and it comes through, and it shows. And I, as an outsider looking at Ohio State, I just view that's the job. Like,
yeah,
hey, that's
part of the deal.
But I think what you're saying is you don't love that is how people are viewing, like, Ohio State. Like, this guy, because he's the head coach at Ohio State, he now has to, he has to worry about his fans potentially running his ass out of town if he doesn't. If he 66 and 11?
Yeah,
67.
Yeah, he's won 87% of his games, which is, since he's been a head coach, that's number 1 in the entire FBS. In 6 years as a head coach, 4 times he's been to the CFP. Who knows what he's going to do this year? This season's not even done, but 4 times he's been to the CFP out of 6 years. He's doing it. I mean, his finishes in the AP, the final AP, 3, 2, 6, 4, and 10, and whatever happens this year. So 5 straight top 10 finishes. Probably will finish, who knows where they'll finish this year. So doing a pretty decent job. But hey, the Michigan thing's real. John Cooper lived that. Tress was on the other side of that. Urban was on the other side of that. And Ryan he's in a spot right now.
But
Harbaugh
didn't Harbaugh lose a bunch in a row, and then he turned it around?
Yeah, I don't know how many, but yeah, I mean, he lost a number of them against Urban, and then Ryan Day. 20 they canceled the game because of COVID. 19 was I can't. Yeah, 19 was I believe that was Ryan Day's first year in 19, and they won that one. So yeah, I mean, he's up against it. When you lose to Michigan, it's real, man. It's as powerful as it negates, for a lot of people, it negates all that stuff I just mentioned, it kind of.
Yeah, as you were listing off the final rankings there, all I heard was somebody in Ohio going, I didn't hear one time. Did you? Did you hear one? I heard a 2. I heard a 3. I heard a 6.
10.
Heard a 4.
What?
I didn't hear a 1. And this guy's acting like that is. But that, hey, to be completely clear, that is why college ball is different than everywhere else. Like,
it is.
College ball has that. Now, I do appreciate that you have, because I assume during times in your life, being from Ohio, being in the position that you're in, having to potentially say something negative about Ohio State football publicly on College game day. Obviously, you've had your own run-ins with Ohio State fans, I would assume, through history. I assume at one point you said Ohio State fans as a whole, and a lot of people got mad at you. So then you said, I have to be able to figure out how to describe the people that I'm talking about within the fan base. And you started using lunatic fringe. I think
And I would just say this, because AJ is a big part of what Stephanie and Chris Spielman started more than a decade now. I don't know how long it's been. But this Cruise for Cancer, the Cruise for Cancer, the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, like if you ever want to be reminded that they're really, really good, like I said, that 80% of those Ohio State fans, whether Ryan Day and the Buckeyes win or lose, they are right there with them through thick and thin. And the people in that horseshoe the other night, those are the best fans walking on the planet. So that's what I think those people get as frustrated as I do with here's the thing with the lunatic fringe. Here to sum them up. If Ohio State wins, they go online and talk shit against whoever they beat. I mean, they go at it. They don't ever enjoy a victory. They're too busy just throwing shit at the opponent. And then when they lose, they got to go after either Will Howard or Ryan Day or Chip Kelly.
Or the kicker.
So when you win, you kill your own. And when you lose, you kill the enemy. Like there's never harmony. There's never, you know what? There's never, they lost and you tip your cap. You say, you know what? The boys just didn't have it today. We'll get them next time. There's never that. It's either you kill the opponent for the audacity of thinking you could play with us, or you kill the head coach or your own team. So that's kind of where they live through wins and losses.
Well, we'd like to let that, a fringe group, as you guys describe it, know that their passion is certainly admirable. The fact that you care that much about Ohio State is sweet. The way you guys go about doing it, I think 10, 15 years from now, potentially going to look back and say that was not the right way. But to the passionate fans that showed up there, Ohio State fans, it's like, I wish they chanted AJ Hawk's name in that place. Did you hear that, Herbie? Did you hear that?
I did. I heard it from the booth.
It was awesome.
At first, I thought they were saying to you, take it off.
Oh, yeah.
Take it off.
No, yeah.
Take it off.
Thank God.
I didn't know until listening to you guys this morning it was AJ Hawk.
Yeah.
I thought they're trying to get Pat to take his shit off in this weather.
No, yeah, and that would not have happened. I would have let
AJ, did you think that at all when you first heard him?
No, at first I didn't know, but yeah, I thought it was take it off for a second, but now for a minute I'm like, I don't know if Pat's I don't know what are you gonna do with this one. It's pretty chilly.
I wasn't, Gage. You know that, and they were never saying that. We were making sure AJ could hear that, because that is a part of the Ohio State fan base that is so good.
Absolutely,
they are one of the greatest college football states ever.
Absolutely, no question.
And I think them being a cold ass state too was quite a weapon.